Hello, I am in the woods and also with water. That's so peaceful. As soon as I approach woodland, I just instantly feel, such calm and stillness and just joy. It's just a real connection, which I absolutely love having. It's a bit murky today, but it's mild and it's still beautiful, whatever the weather's like. So, walking and musing today, I think. I came across a post a few days ago on Instagram and I read it and I thought, yes, that's actually exactly where I am. So I'm going to find somewhere to stop and just read it and then have a bit of a meandering, rambling think and walk about it all. And here we have a strategically located log that I can sit on. With a lovely little tunnel of trees just there. I wrote this out so that I could read it while I'm using my phone. Okay, it was on Instagram on a page called Awakened Soul, and this is what it said. If life feels unclear and the path ahead looks foggy, here's some rare but powerful advice. Pursue yourself. Turn inward. Focus on becoming the most healed, most peaceful, most alive version of yourself. Work on your mental clarity, emotional balance, physical health, and spiritual grounding. Because when you are whole, the right opportunities start to recognize you. The confusion fades and life starts to unfold with purpose. The more you align with your truest self, the more the right path begins to light up on its own. And I thought that's basically sort of where I am, what I'm doing myself right now. I did a video a couple of weeks back explaining why I was changing my channel name and why my whole focus was shifting, possibly temporarily, possibly going in a different direction, I'm not sure. And I will link that video down here somewhere at the end of this on those. I've just walked past this and it's just like a piece of sculpture. Even though what it is, as we will see just around here, an uprooted tree, a dead tree. But those roots, it really is, in my opinion, like a work of art. Beautiful. And if you have seen that video or if you watch it, you'll know that there was one sort of quite big thing that's happened which was making me postpone my plans. But then at the same time, I was going through a sort of process that was almost unconscious. I absolutely certainly wasn't thinking it, but it was there. It was in my subconscious or my higher consciousness. I don't know which. which was, as I said, this will be rambling. There was an earlier video I did when I was in Portugal back in February. There was something about do I know what I want, what I really want from Portugal. And I had all my arguments and all my reasons and all my reasoning in place. But my mind has been going, but actually there had always been in an ideal world, what I'd like. And that was different because I'm not in that ideal world. And all the times there have been questions, yes, but, and reasoning it out like this. And I think my higher self had just sort of got to a point of saying, no, I'm going to tell you what your heart really, really wants right now. So that has changed what it's done is, as this piece that I've read has said, it's about turning inwards and just letting my higher self connected to my universal self let me know in time what is right to do. And actually what that has done is give me a feeling of complete contentment at the moment, real happiness and sort of joy every day, just being in every single moment and enjoying everything, not thinking, because I've spent so much time. I was just trying to catch that little tiny bit of autumn colour up there. The colours haven't changed here just yet. Because what I was doing was constantly doing that. Oh, when I've moved, when am I next going to go over to Portugal and have a look around? Constantly, whatever I was doing at home, it's not a very nice day today. What would it be if I was in Portugal? What would the temperature be? Just not being present, thinking that I was present, sort of enjoying days, but just it's that inward peace, and just low-key joy, not sort of bouncing about, dancing in the woods, not every day anyway, but just that calm peacefulness of contentment. And throughout this year, something else has been going on as well. I thought that I'd pretty much sorted myself, sort of done all the work, dealt with all the crap, the trauma, the disappointments of life, I knew who I was pretty much. And then I've had a few incidents that have come up. I just realised I'm going around in circles because I've come back to my tree trunk that I was sitting on to read my poem. So, right, let's double back. Right, okay. Something. These woods, I can guarantee I always get lost. It's a big estate, and I probably said in the last video when I was here, which I think was actually about this time last year, that I always get lost, and I did. And right now I haven't got the foggiest idea whereabouts I am in relation to the car park, although this time I have been sensible enough to do 3 words, so hopefully that will help me find my way back. Anyway, I'm rambling again, aren't I? Where was I? Yeah, pretty sort of sure that, I knew who I was, and I knew my weaknesses and my strengths, and I was perfectly happy with all that, which I am. But then this year I've had a few things that have really jolted me, and when I've not reacted how I would expect, or I've encountered people and how I've related to them was again not how I would have expected. and one of those, well, a couple of them actually, were really sort of quite dramatic. It gave me the chance to, a bit more colour back there. It gave me the chance to sort of step back and go, that was interesting. Why did I respond like that? And I have to admit that I can be a little bit glib, a little bit dismissive of, oh, for heaven's sake, why do people react like that? La da 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 da. I've learnt to be somewhat more compassionate, because people aren't sort of sailing through situations in a way that I think, oh, for heaven's sake, why can't you deal with that? I've had a rude awakening as to a situation where for the first time in my life, I had a full-on panic attack. And I was driving, and I actually thought I was having a heart attack. And, at the time I was going, well, this is ridiculous. Why am I reacting like this to this situation? This is pathetic. But, obviously it wasn't pathetic, because my body was not happy. And then with another situation with a person where I've always been sort of very, very dismissive about, oh, for heaven's sake, I wouldn't have anything to do with them for this reason or that reason, or, making judgments. I apologise to anybody I have judged, but I can be judgmental. But hopefully this year, it's taught me or made me realise that I do still have work to do. You might think that you've been around this planet more than 70 times. Good few more than 70 times I've journeyed around the sun. But I'm still learning. And isn't that one of the great wonders of life, really? That we do, if we let ourselves, if we're curious and inquisitive, we go on learning, hopefully, until the day that we don't wake up again. I think that's probably about all that I wanted to say, except for one final thing. My screensaver on my phone at the moment is a meme, which I've also written down. And I think I've connected to this sort of, way of thinking for a lot of my life. So I'm just going to read that out as well. There's so much power in believing that everything will work out, even when you don't know how or when. You just believe that it will. Bye.